Have you ever been sitting around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and thought to yourself, gee, I'd like to play with some high voltage? Me too. And in fact, it's about 3:43 right now, and I got one of these guys to play with. Well, actually, I have 6 of them to play with. This is an IN12 Nixie tube. Now, even though it looks like a vacuum tube, it is not a vacuum tube, because vacuum tubes rely on thermic emission. This, on the other hand, is called a cold cathode tube. Now, you can see that mesh grid in there. That's the anode. So you put 170 volts or so on that, and you ground the individual cathodes, because I don't know if you can tell, but they're all lined up in there. You ground those individual cathodes, and you will get a gas discharge lighting up one of the numbers in there. Now, Nixie tubes were invented, I think, probably in the late 50s. I know they were invented by the Burroughs Corporation. And they were very popular throughout the 60s and 70s. And the only place still making Nixie tubes today, other than one guy who makes boutique Nixie tubes, is Russia. And you can see there, CCCP, these are NOS, Soviet era Nixie tubes. Pretty cool, huh? So, in order to fire one of these guys up, we need some high voltage. Now, I don't have a high voltage power supply here in the home lab, also known as the living room. So I ordered one of these, which is a little DC boost converter made specifically for Nixie tubes. Yeah, it's from this company here. There will be a link to it down below. So you put 12 to 24 volts in on this side, and you get your output of somewhere around 180 volts on this side. Now, the reason that we have 2 grounds here is one of them is a shutdown. So to make this work, we just need to gang our 2 grounds together. So let's take a look at the back of the Nixie tube. And here is a little diagram I made. And here comes a train. There's a landfill about 15 miles from Toronto where I live called the Apex Landfill, and they run garbage trains 24 hours a day. About 2 an hour come through here. Very loud, and if you're near them, very smelly. All right, so here's the back of our Nixie tube. That little thing there is the pip where they fill it with gas, generally a mixture of neon and argon. And here are our 12 pins around the edge. Now, starting here in the lower left, they are numbered. These are the numbers, not the digits. 1 counterclockwise through 12. Now, if we look here on the inside, these are the digits that light up. So you ground pin 2, you get digit 0. Ground pin 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7. You get the idea. Now, pin 1, that's our anode. So that is where we need to connect our power. Now, if you don't have a pinout for these things, there is a way that you can tell which pin is which. And if you look, all of these pins going around here are basically black, except for that guy right there. He's white. That is our anode. So that's how that works. Let's power this thing up. So again, I'm going to gang these 2 ground leads together. Then I will attach our positive. There is our anode connection. Got that on there nicely. Well, not nicely, but it's on there anyway. Now, just a word of warning. This is high voltage, 180 volts DC. Depending on your reference to ground, it may or may not kill you if you get a shock, but it will definitely grow hair on your tongue, and you won't like that. So try not to touch any live connections. You have been warned. All right, so I'm putting 13 volts through the power supply there. And then if we touch one of these, there's an 8. I'm going to turn off this light over here so you guys can see better. There's our 0, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We'll come down here, we hit this one, our decimal point. There's 1, 2, 3, oh, and 4. Did a little electro boom there, didn't I? Okay, so now you have had, I'm going to turn off the power supply. Just so I don't grow any hair on my tongue this morning before I have to go to work. Make it hard to give a lecture, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now you've got an overview of how Nixie tubes work. We're going to build a Nixie tube clock here in the future. That's why I've got these. But I figure we better start out with a little bit of Nixie tube theory. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, how about giving me a thumbs up? Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I think I got a couple. I got a couple hairs on my tongue after that one. Woo! That's it. I'm out. Peace.